All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys, we'd like to welcome you to the show. This is your host of the evening, DJ Just Jay with Just Down TNT. As you guys know, we advocate for children first. This is going to be a story where we also do the same exact thing that we always do, but this is going to be a very unique story because of the fact that you have a content creator or YouTuber, whatever you want to call them, that puts out content, and when they want people to subscribe, they want to get views, they want to get the AdSense and all of that kind of good stuff. Makes sense. It's a very viable business if you can at some point get your YouTube channel up to that kind of point so it could work out that way. But one thing I cannot advocate for is for people abusing other people to get there. I can't stand for that. As you guys know, we advocate for children. In this case, we're going to talk about this woman right here. So I hope you guys don't flag my channel, especially if you guys are fans of hers. Her channel name is Fantastic Adventures. I want to know, has anybody on our side of YouTube heard of this person before? Because to be honest with you, I've never heard of her before until somebody actually sent me this story by way of my email, which is right here, thesubtlepodcast@gmail.com. Before this, I didn't know anything about her at all. I'd never heard of it, but there's 1,000,001 channels, probably even more than that out there. So I can't follow everything. So I don't know if you guys were fans of hers. So if you've heard, I'm going to tell you guys some details about this that are probably going to shock you. Okay. Now, also, I'm sorry about that. Thank you, Jamarius. Said we only got 25 likes. Guys, I ask that you please hit the thumbs up. It'll share the show and let other people know that we're live, because if you don't want me repeating the same exact information that I've already repeated, I need people to go ahead and hit that thumbs up for me, okay? Please hit that thumbs up. It'll share the show and let other people know that we're live. So if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do so. For the ones that have, I want to say thank you. Here's the story. She's from Arizona. So she's an Arizona mom who ran a popular YouTube channel that starred her 7 adopted children. I already see a problem with that. I already see a huge problem with that. She has 7 adopted children. One thing that you do not hear in this story, which I'm kind of telling you guys before we even get there, there's not going to be a mention of a father. Now, I'm just saying, I mean, she might look like Oscar the Grouch, you know, out of shape, flabby and sick, trying to play a hate on No, sorry. But I'm just saying, there's no man in this house. No father in this house. She has 7 adopted children. That's a huge problem. I don't understand how Child Protective Services, DHS, whoever it is that runs these things, continues to keep just shoving children into homes that are not deserving of these children. Okay, this is going to be a prime example of that. So thank you, whoever put that in there. They said hashtag having children for benefits. This is going to be a prime example. All right, she's facing multiple charges of abuse and lawful imprisonment. Now, her name is Machelle Hackney. I'm going to have to spell that. It's Machelle. Machelle Hackney, Hackney. She is 48 years old. Why does she look like she's about 84 instead of 48? Whatever. She was arrested in her Maricopa home on Friday, along with her 2 sons. Let me get them back up on the screen so you guys can see exactly who I'm talking about. Those 2 awesome gentlemen right there are her adult sons, Ryan and Logan Hackney. After one of the Hackney's biological children alerted the police about the alleged abuse. Now, a welfare check was conducted, and what police discovered was horrifying. Now, again, I want you guys to understand, the police came and checked, not DHS, not CPS, not DCFS, whatever, okay? Now, they said what they discovered was horrifying and far from a picture-perfect reality that she presented on YouTube, which is very easy to do. Hackney ran a YouTube channel called Fantastic Adventures that attracted between 700,000 to 800,000, because the channel's not there. You can't go look it up. So you just have to trust my word and trust the screenshots. She was about at 800, I think she was over 800,000 subs, followed by Yes, 700 to 800,000 followers and 242 million views. It starred the adopted children in different scenarios, police said. So I'm going to show you guys some videos here so you can get a better look and understanding about what I'm talking about. So let's talk about this. Who exactly is Machelle Hackney? Here's everything you need to know about her and about the alleged abuse that she put her adopted children through. First point. Her children endured horrific abuse. According to a probable cause affidavit, Hackney beat and starved her children. I want you guys to understand the paradox in that. This woman beat and starved the stars of the show. She beat and starved the children. Do we understand the paradox? Starving children by a person that is overweight, to me, is a paradox. It's one of those crazy things that I'm just like, when we talk about, forms of abuse and forms of discipline, forms of punishment, this again is something I just truly don't understand. Like, what these children have done that was so bad because they didn't perform for you, that you starved them, but you look like you ain't missed a meal since you were in the last life that you lived. I'm gonna say that again. This woman looked like she has never ever missed a meal. Not now, not ever. But you're starving children though, because they won't perform for your YouTube channel. I think that's just insanely wrong. But let's talk more about this because it's about to get worse. Not only did she beat and starve the children, according to a probable cause affidavit, she would keep them locked in a closet with no bathroom breaks for days and force them to take ice baths. Can I say that for you guys again? That big old woman would lock these children in a closet with no bathroom breaks for days and force them to take ice baths. Again, this is part of the problem why I say when there's no man in the house, there's nobody there to stop these women from having absolute dominion over these children, which usually ends up meaning that mom's way is the right way and there is no other way. And the only way that you can stop that tyranny is usually by a husband in the household. Does everybody understand where I'm coming from? It's supposed to counterbalance that negative energy that a mother can present to kids, as well as she can present a lot of positive. If you don't have anybody there to counteract some of that other stuff, then you could also get a lot of, you can get a lot of negativity in there, okay? Now, let's keep going. If they resisted these ice baths, she would hold their heads under water in the ice bath. Punishments also included forcing the children to stand in a corner with their arms raised above their heads from morning until night. Has anybody ever been through that? Excuse me. Has anybody ever been through something like that? Some of that, as far as discipline, I might be able to understand. But as far as that length of time, you can't do it for no long length of time. That becomes abuse as opposed to discipline. From morning until night, that's just ridiculous. I bet you couldn't ask her to stand from morning until night, big as that woman is. And you're going to force those kids to do something that a grown person couldn't even do? That's just wrong, man. It really is. She would do that, and not only that, if you guys haven't caught this in the story, she also pepper sprayed the children and pinched their genitals. This woman, this ain't pepper spray, but she took pepper spray and all in those babies' faces because they wouldn't perform for her YouTube channel. So I'm going to let you guys know something. At first, I was kind of conflicted and I was wondering, is it the right thing for YouTube to do to just take down a complete entire channel because of accusations? And I got to say this. Until she proves that these allegations are false, which I think she's probably going to fail doing so, I think that they made the right judgment call in taking her entire channel down. Because if it took you abusing children in order to build that channel, then by all means, they need to definitely delete that channel, delete all the content. It should be unrecoverable, and she and her sons should be in jail for the things that they did to these 7 adopted foster kids. Did I say something wrong? Did I say something that's gonna get me flagged? I don't know. But you guys got to tell me what you think. I see y'all are typing in the comment section. I'm waiting on you guys to let me know what you think. I mean, am I just overreacting? She pepper sprayed these children and pinched their private areas, their genitals. Let's keep going. All right. The punishment came if they don't recall their lines or do not participate as they're directed to for the YouTube videos. I'm going to read that again. The reason they got this punishment is if they don't remember their lines and if they don't participate in these stupid activities as this big old huge woman told them to do for her personal gain. Hashtag babies for benefits. Can somebody put babies for benefits in the chat, please? Can we get that hashtag in there? Because I'm absolutely right about these type of people that continue to just, question. If she has 3 children of her own and she takes in 7, now she has 10. What could a woman like this possibly have to give to these children, so much so that she continues to just keep taking in kids and taking in kids? That's more love than a mother and a father and probably others could handle 7 kids, let alone one person. Okay? Now, let's keep going. The children, because somebody asked about their ages, the children range from age as little as 6 years old all the way up to about as old as 15 years old. That's for the 7 foster kids, okay? Point number 2, very important point. This is also breaking the law because these kids need to be in school, every single one of them. She kept these children out of school. What do you guys think about that? She kept them out of school. Hackney would take her kids out of school so they could keep filming their series. The children told police that they have not been to school in years to build a YouTube channel. It gets worse. Let's keep going. When police interviewed the children, one of them said that he was in the green screen room most of his life. Slaves. Thank you, Kitten Paws. We want to talk about that. What is that? What is that? ADOS? That stupid crap. We want to talk about that, but we won't talk about children that are actually being forced into slavery in their own homes, right next door to some people, in your own communities. I know y'all might have heard some children yelling in the background. I'm constantly keeping an eye out for them children. I'm constantly talking to them children. I constantly go out there and I'll go play with them, throw football around, whatever they want me to do. They want to sit out there while I'm out there working on my truck or my motorcycle or something like that. Just interacting with them. I have a deep love for kids. And I cannot stand to see people abuse children, period. It's just wrong. I'm trying to mind my mouth because YouTube's giving me a hard time about my mouth, but let's keep going. Now, Police say that they were beaten with belts, brushes, and hangers. You guys know that I say that I'm against corporal punishment. If you have to physically hit a child in order to get a child to do what you want them to do, then you are not physically fit to be a parent. You suck as a parent, and you need to rethink being a parent. If you guys want other methods to learn how to parent, there are better ways. You can Google them, or you can email me. And if you're having difficulty with that, if you're having this mental strain, like where you're just like, you know what, I was whooped and spanked when I was a kid, so this is the right way to in order to for me to discipline my kids, then come have a conversation with me, and I might be able to change your mind about that, because I think that you should not be a parent if you have to hit kids in order to get them what you want them to do. Point number 3, Hackney's daughter, who this is how this thing came about. Her daughter's name is Megan. I think her last name is Hobbs. I'm not sure, but you'll see a video of her here in a minute. Megan was the one who called the police. So shout out to her, right? Her own daughter, age 19-year-old Megan, told officers on March the 13th, so this is literally like not even really 2 weeks ago, that her adopted sister was being abused by her mother. Now, I wonder why she just told her about one of the kids rather than all the kids, because she had to have known about more, but that's here nor there for now. The abuse was described as being pepper sprayed, left locked in closets for days at a time with no food, no water, no restroom, and she stated that her 6 other siblings were being punished in the same manner. That's coming from the affidavit, so I do have my information correct. When police arrived to the home, they found one child inside of an unlocked closet wearing nothing but a pull-up, and found the other 6 children to be malnourished due to their pale complexion, dark rings under their eyes. They were underweight, and they stated that they were hungry and thirsty. Guys that are listening to the sound of my voice, does that not sound like all of the stories that we've done almost all of 2019 with these parents starving their children to death? Let me take a pause for the calls real quick, and I want to say thank you to everybody that used the links that are in the description box. If you guys want to support a channel that is advocating for children first, as opposed to making a mockery of children and doing bullcrap stunts and routines and memorizing lines for a channel like Fantastic Adventures when she has 800,000 subscribers, that's the type of content that people want to watch. So I am very thankful for the people that support us here. So I do have a few people that have contributed to the show. For anybody else that wants to contribute, it's very easy to do that. Whatever you find in your heart to contribute to the show, you can leave that in the description box and click one of those links. We're going to get back to talking about this person that completely abused that privilege. These children were starving and thirsty. One child repeatedly drank 3 16-ounce bottles of water within 20 minutes, and another was fearful to eat a bag of chips because she did not want Mother Machelle to smell the chips on her breath. That's hard to read, man. That's hard to read. It's hard to think about. Point number 4. We're almost done, okay, guys? Hit that thumbs up for me. Thank you to the people that have already hit the thumbs up, okay? Again, we're talking about this woman on the screen, mother YouTuber, Machelle Hackney from Fantastic Adventures. This is not a fantastic adventure. This is an amazing tragedy that they continue to keep shoving foster kids off on this woman just so she could collect benefits. And not only was she collecting benefits, she was turning around and forcing them to perform on her YouTube channel and got a big, huge following and was benefiting off of them 2 times. Ridiculous. Her adult sons, these 2 fools, thought about reporting the abuse. Can I say that again? Dum-dum number 1 and dum-dum number 2. Let me get them back on the screen here So y'all can see their stupid faces. Dum Dum number 1 and Dum Dum number 2. That's what we're going to call them. Forget their real names. We're going to call them Dum Dum number 1 and Dum Dum number 2. They thought, quote unquote, thought about reporting the abuse. So that means they had knowledge that this was going on. They were aware that this was going on. And I almost have a little bit of a problem with the whistleblower, what was her name? Megan, the 19-year-old, because she had to have known more of this was going on and didn't say nothing all that whole time while she's building up 800,000 subs. Can everybody feel me on that? Or am I saying something that's wrong? All right. Logan admitted the children were locked in the closet for long periods as punishment. That's what the affidavit alleges. He had knowledge of Machelle forcing them to take ice baths and the kids being pepper sprayed. You're pepper spraying children. Adults can't even deal with being pepper sprayed. Guys, adults can't deal with being. How many of you guys have ever been around pepper spray? I used to go to the clubs all the time. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story. I used to go to the clubs all the time, and I liked them hood clubs back in the day. You go to them clubs, a fight breaks out, and inevitably, one of these security guards is going to pepper spray somebody, and they empty the whole bottle, even if it's outside. I mean, you get a whiff of that stuff, and you be coughing. You can't see, right? And let me say hi to Shay Morris. I appreciate you for joining us on the show. Thank you very much, because she had been emailing us, and I'm definitely glad to finally see her make it to the chat. So thank you very much for joining the show. Yes, it burns. It makes it hard to breathe. You think your eyeball's about to fall out your head? It's very painful. Very painful. Did she do the same thing to her biological kids? I don't think she did. But we're talking about 3 grown adults now. 19, and then the other ones are above 19. I know that. I don't remember how old they are. They're in their 20s. So if she's able to do this to these 7 foster kids, what makes you think that she probably didn't do this to her own kids? I think she probably did. All right. Now, let's keep going. Logan stated that he observed visible physical injuries on the kids and recalls hearing them screaming and crying. The children stated Ryan would sneak them food when they were locked in the green room. What's going on, Eagles? Here's me. They would sneak the kids food. You got to know something's wrong with that, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't give a damn if that's your mama or not. You can't allow that stuff to happen. While they had talked about reporting the abuse, they didn't. They were not held on bond, and they have both been released from jail. And I think they should have been held on bond. I mean, I think that they should do some damn jail time too. Point number 5. Are you guys ready for this? Are you guys sitting down? I hope you guys are not eating right now. I hope you guys, if you have children listening, it's perfectly fine for them to listen to this type of thing. Okay? It's okay for people to get upset when they listen to my show. I get that. But I want you guys to think about this. Which one is worse? Is it worse to hear me read these stories? Or is it worse for these kids to go through the shit that they're going through? You guys catch that? Is it worse to hear, not see, not be there, but is it worse to hear and visually see some of what these children are going through? Because I know with some people that have a struggle with watching my channel now because it's the type of stuff we talk about. Or is it worse that these children are being forced to go through this? Like I said, I mean, I don't want to force anybody to be somewhere where they don't want to be. But I think that these children suffer major injustices, okay? Now, Hackney was charged on 7 counts because of the 7 kids of child abuse, 5 counts of unlawful imprisonment for locking them in the closet, 5 counts of child neglect, and 2 counts of child molestation. That's for pinching them and touching them in their private areas. So if she's convicted, there's a chance that she might end up having to register as a sex offender also. What do you guys think about that? I don't know how many likes we have. Can somebody please let me know how many likes we have if you could? Thank you to everybody that's already clicked the like button if you're watching the show right now. It'll share the show and bring a few more people in, okay? Before we get ready to wrap up. Now, she was booked into Pinal County Jail, or P-I-N-A-L, I might be saying it wrong, booked into Pinal County Jail where she remains on a $200,000 bond. She denies any allegations of abuse. That's what they all say. That's what all these mothers and parents say. It's usually the mothers because those are usually the ones that have custody of the kids. They have dominion over the kids. So yeah, they don't think they ever do nothing wrong. Didn't do nothing, right? She denies any allegations of abuse even after the police found 2 cans of pepper spray in her bedroom. I don't doubt that maybe she used the pepper spray to spicing up her food or maybe just eat it as a whole based on how she looks. I get it. She might just eat pepper spray. That might just be like a breath freshener for her. Maybe. But it's more than likely what she used in order to spray in the faces of these kids just because they didn't want to perform in her damn YouTube show. Machelle stated that the green room closet in her bedroom is never used for punishment and denied the pepper spray. She denied the ice baths, and she stated the only forms of punishment she has used is having them stand in the corner and getting spankings and being grounded, the affidavit reads. The 7 children have since been removed from the home, and Hackney will appear in court on March the 26th, which is tomorrow. Her YouTube channel has since been terminated for violating YouTube's community guidelines. All YouTube knows is what's going on with her being arrested, which that's why I say it's a little bit weird how that whole thing kind of falls under that category. YouTube said, "We take safety in YouTube very seriously," a spokesperson for YouTube said in a statement. We work closely with leading child safety organizations and others in our industry to protect young people. When we're made aware of serious allegations of this nature, we take action, which may include suspending monetization or upon conclusion of an investigation, terminating channels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to show you guys the fair usage, okay? If I can let you guys hear it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Were these young YouTube stars tortured and abused to get them to perform for the camera? Those are the shocking claims being made against their adoptive mom.
A woman who adopted 7 children and used them to make social media videos is now under arrest.
The 7 kids are the stars of a popular YouTube channel called Fantastic Adventures. The channel has over 250 million views.
Now let's go get some cookies.
In this episode, one boy does a Mission Impossible style stunt to grab cookies off the kitchen counter. But police say behind the scenes, the youngsters were being subjected to a nightmare of abuse. Machelle Hackney, who adopted all 7 kids, allegedly sprayed them with pepper spray, beat them with a belt or clothes hanger, and locked them in a closet for days at a time. She also allegedly withheld food and water if they didn't recall their lines or perform as directed for the YouTube channel.
In the police paperwork, it says they were malnourished. It looks like they weren't sleeping.
The kids told police they were thirsty and hungry, according to documents filed by prosecutors.
They gave one of the little boys a bottle of water, and in the matter of 20 minutes, he drank 3 bottles of water, looking like he hasn't had water in days.
When a police officer gave one child a bag of chips, she was afraid to eat it because she did not want her mother to smell chips on her breath, the documents say. Police in Maricopa, Arizona showed up at the house after being contacted by the mother's 19-year-old biological daughter, Megan, who was apparently upset at seeing her siblings mistreated. Megan, who is now being hailed a hero, is seen here in the Mission Impossible skit.
Are you trying to steal my cookies?
Now, this is the one, Megan, the one that they said was the whistleblower. And I'm going to tell you guys something. Megan is age 19. In my opinion, if she witnessed this for a prolonged amount of time, in my opinion, they might get mad at me for saying this, but I think that she should be held accountable for this. She saw something and didn't say something. She saw it and didn't say nothing and allowed this abuse and molestation to happen, allegedly.
The 19-year-old daughter went to police and said, listen, this is what's happening inside of this house.
Machelle Hackney has been charged with child abuse and unlawful imprisonment. Her adult sons were also arrested, charged with failing to report the abuse of a minor.
So if they were arrested for failing to report the abuse, why shouldn't she be held accountable? Did you guys catch that? I'm going to rewind that so you can hear it again.
Has been charged with child abuse and unlawful imprisonment. Her adult sons were also arrested, charged with failing to report the abuse of a minor.
Her other two sons were charged with failing to report abuse. But the 19-year-old girl saw the same abuse happen, but she was not charged. Interesting. Please hit that thumbs up for me, guys. Let's share the show. We're almost done, so please share that show for me, okay?
The case is reminding many of the Turpins, who just pled guilty to abusing their 13 children at their home in Southern California. Now new allegations of another house of horrors involving the terrible abuse of little ones.
Machelle Hackney has denied using extreme disciplinary actions against the children. She says the only form of punishment she used was making the kids stand in the corner, along with spanking and grounding them.
Of course, she just gonna deny the whole damn thing, right?
The mom was...
Well, okay, I'm gonna let y'all guys listen to this. It's a little bit long, but I'm gonna let you listen to this.
The mom was really good at, what she had to say as far as what was going on in their lives, and she had a real good story.
We begin this hour with a disturbing case of child abuse. That mom is now behind bars, accused of abusing her 7 adopted children and forcing them to star in these YouTube videos.
The details of this case are pretty horrific. That mother accused of using pepper spray on her children and also withholding food as punishment for days. We have team coverage for you tonight on this story. Carissa Planout investigating their popular YouTube page, which one neighbor told us was very lucrative. And Kim Powell speaking with a family who recently collaborated with them on a video.
But first, let's get to Lindsay Reiser live at Maricopa Police with the disturbing details revealed in this report. Lindsay.
And it is so hard to read through what these kids told police they had to endure. Now, their videos and their social media painted a picture of a happy, fun family, but this tells a completely different story.
I'm just blown away that actually was going on down there.
An arrest in a horrific case of child abuse has neighbors on this Maricopa street, like Bruno Schluter, shaken up.
My children wanted to go play down there. They never got to play.
Schluter says there was always an excuse.
They were at doctor's appointments. They were just busy YouTubing. Sick.
The adoptive mom of the 7 kids, Machelle Hackney, is now under arrest, along with her adult sons, for failing to report. Police say Hackney's adult daughter tipped them off. According to the report, they found one child in an unlocked closet wearing only a pull-up. The other 6 kids at the house appeared malnourished. In interviews, the kids told police they were pepper sprayed as punishment, forced to take ice baths and stand in the corner with their arms above their head for hours.
That's why I say, if you see something that looks out of place and looks wrong or looks abusive to the kids, or you notice something like that, you should say something. I never encourage you guys to break the law, but I do encourage you guys to alert police or alert CPS or DCFS to these type of situations. The more we speak out, the more we can start to prevent some of these abuses, okay?
One reported getting beaten with a hanger or belt and being pinched in his privates. They allegedly were made to sleep in a bare room on the cold floor and would go days without food.
Did you ever see the kids playing out in the front?
No, very rarely. I'd see him get the mail once in a while.
Police say they found evidence at the home, including 2 cans of pepper spray and a closet in the master bedroom with a deadbolt lock.
I just wish that I would have.
A deadbolt lock on a bedroom door? Damn. Come on, man. That's ridiculous.
Been able to pick up on that.
She denied any abuse, though, only saying that kids would sometimes get put in a corner or spanked or get grounded as punishment instead. But Hackney is now in custody, charged with abuse, neglect, unlawful imprisonment, and molestation.
Let's go ahead and move on, because that particular video is a little bit long. Let's go ahead and keep this thing rolling. Guys, do me a favor. Again, if you're watching the show, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up, okay? Help me out. Thanks.
Tonight's big story, a Valley mom behind a popular YouTube page is behind bars tonight. She's accused of abusing her 7 adopted kids and molesting 2 of them.
Court documents reveal the mom pepper sprayed her kids from head to toe, along with other forms of cruel punishment. Good evening, I'm Kariba Devine.
And I'm Mike Gonzalez in for Mark Curtis tonight. Team 12's Nicole Zymek joining us live from Florence with the facts in this case and the disturbing details that may be really hard to hear. Nicole?
Yeah, they sure are, Mike. We're here at the Pinal County Jail where their mom and her 2 adult sons, who are also facing child abuse charges, are now behind bars. Kids. Being kids on camera. Nearly 800,000 people subscribing to Machelle Hackney's YouTube channel. Her videos racking up 250 million views. But court documents reveal that when the camera stopped rolling, the family-friendly fun takes a dark turn. Maricopa police say Hackney would routinely pepper spray the children from head to toe and in their private parts. Investigators, adding the kids, say she would lock them in a closet with a deadbolt, with no access to food, water, or a bathroom, forcing them to wear pull-ups instead. Documents also revealing Hackney made the children take ice baths and stand in a corner with their arms raised above their head for as long as 18 hours. And authorities say one of the boys tells them Hackney would pinch his private parts with her fingernails, making him bleed. Police say Hackney's heinous acts were punishment if the kids didn't recall their lines or perform the way she wanted them to.
Yeah, but those little kids, the only time I ever saw them out was getting out of their car, going in their house, or in the back when they were shooting their videos.
It's shocking, yeah. I had no clue at all.
Lisa telling us she once found Hackney's keys.
She claimed online she needed them because it was to a locked box for medication. Now it makes me think, was it keys to possibly a locked door where kids were?
Right, exactly.
Hackney's biological sons, who would play the villains in the videos, are also facing charges for failing to report abuse. Machelle Hackney denies using the closet for punishment and denies the pepper spraying, even though cops found 2 cans in her room, along with a deadbolt on the closet.
Troubling, I don't know. Makes you really wonder, like, what's going on around you.
It absolutely should, and y'all should be trying to find out. That's crazy, man. It's crazy to know that like 7 kids and y'all didn't suspect that something was wrong. I mean, I don't know, man. Let's wrap this thing up here in a moment.
The investigation involving a mother now under arrest tonight. She had adopted 7 children. They were in a popular YouTube series. But tonight, prosecutors have now charged that mom with abusing the children. They say they were pepper sprayed and locked in a closet for days without food. Here's ABC's chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman.
Their video antics were viewed 250 million times. But tonight, police say the serial abuse those little actors suffered was a dark, behind-the-camera secret. Machelle Hobson had adopted the 7 children ages 3 to 15, but according to court documents, she'd beaten and pepper sprayed them when they failed to memorize their lines. Damn. Her Fantastic Adventures YouTube channel had over 800,000 subscribers. The on-camera scenarios chillingly similar to what police say was their reality.
See? We're trapped!
Investigators tipped off after Hobson's adult biological daughter came forward. Her adoptive children claiming they did not go to school and that Hobson would pepper spray all over their face and body, spanking.
I think that's one thing that the neighbors should have realized. If you have 7 school-aged children and these kids ain't going to school, that, like none of them, that should have been a red flag to the neighbors.
Forcing them to take ice baths, and when resisting, would force their heads underwater.
Who said that? Shay said she's a coward and a bully. Absolutely. I 100% agree. 100% agree.
Children allegedly beaten with hangers and forced to stand in a corner, hands raised above their head for 18 hours straight.
Wow.
And while some of the videos focused on food, even cookies.
And then she's filming them playing with food, but she's depriving them of food. And she's big as that house. This is I don't know what other words to use besides a paradox. That's because that's what it is. Shout out to my brother Relationship Rehab. Y'all make sure to check out his channel, as well as United Guns of America, as well as my brother Tommy Sotomayor, as well as the Voltron Network. Y'all make sure to check that out, because we're going to start streaming over there really soon. All right? Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up.
Cookies, cookies, cookies! Oh yeah? You're hungry?
Police say the kids were starved for days at a time. Police also accuse Hobson's 2 biological adult male sons of failing to report the abuse despite knowing about it. Hobson now facing multiple charges, including kidnapping. She has not entered a plea.
Matt Gutman with us live tonight. And Matt, if convicted of the most serious charges here, this accused mom could spend the rest of her life behind bars?
And that's because she faces 19 counts, including 5 for kidnapping. Now, Hobson has likely made millions over the years on that YouTube channel, but this afternoon, YouTube terminated it, ensuring she can't monetize it going forward.
Well, I mean, she shouldn't even be out of jail anymore after this. But again, this is the 19-year-old girl, and we're about to wrap up right here. I think she should be in jail because she also witnessed this and didn't say anything until it was almost too late.
The big sister who blew the whistle on the so-called House of Horrors is speaking out to Inside Edition.
Oh, hi, Megan.
Megan Hobson's call to police led to the arrest of her mother for allegedly abusing her 7 adopted kids, who were featured on her YouTube channel, Fantastic Adventures.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
On the phone, 19-year-old Megan told Inside Edition she wouldn't go on camera, but she said she now has custody of 2 of the children. The other kids, she said, are in foster care. Here's Lisa Guerrero.
Megan tells Inside Edition that she's being criticized for not going to the police earlier, but she's...
Yes, you're damn right. DJ Just Jay is criticizing her. Let's rewind that. Let's hear that again. You're being criticized because they said I should have... I knew my mom was doing some things, but I was scared. I was frightened. So then I just didn't say anything. I was afraid.
Other kids, she said, are in foster care. Here's Lisa Guerrero.
Megan tells Inside Edition that she's being criticized for not going to the police earlier.
She's more worried. I want you guys to catch this before we finish. She's more worried about people criticizing her than what these children went through. That's that leftist bullcrap that I'm tired of. I am absolutely tired of that. We're more worried about your feelings than what children are going through.
But she says she was unaware of what was going on because she moved out of the house 3 years ago.
The accused mother, Machelle Hobson, reportedly made as much as $2 million a year by putting the children on the YouTube channel.
We're done being scared.
They range in age from 3 years old all the way up, I believe the oldest is 15.
At the house today, Lisa found
She made more than $2 million a year abusing children. Wow. Wow. She was monetized for abusing children. Our goal here is to advocate for children who cannot speak for themselves and who cannot defend themselves. Yes, Lonnie, she made millions by abusing children. That's the exact type of thing that we're fighting against. Let's go ahead and wrap up.
bunch of boxes had been delivered.
Here by the front door, there are 9 boxes that have been delivered apparently since the arrest. 4 of them are from a company called Loads of Laughs and are believed to contain marketing and branding material for the family's YouTube channel, which has now been shut down. And over here is a car seat for a baby. So a very haunting scene.
The mom allegedly sprayed the children with pepper spray, beat them with a belt or clothes hanger, and locked them in a closet for days at a time.
When I initially read the story, I'm not going to lie, I was sick to my stomach.
Tawny and Zeb Schnorr, who have their own YouTube channel featuring their children, say they saw no red flags when they recorded an episode with the Fantastic Adventures kids.
That's by far the worst part, that I didn't pick up on anything.
They have a message for the children.
All I can tell you is that there's a family out there waiting for you that will love you and treat you the way that you deserve to be treated.
Shout out to her, man. The benevolent people like her. I feel where she's coming from. This is what I want to say to wrap up this story. First and foremost, it seems like the people that end up with all of these benefits are the people that should not have them. The people that abuse the welfare system, the people that abuse children, the people that take advantage of people's goodwill and stuff like that seem to always be the people that prosper, like her. There's no freaking way that she should have been able to acquire not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7 foster children. How? Like like each life, I want these children to know, maybe they'll watch this one day, y'all lives matter. And I don't understand how each individual child, they're just like, screw them, we're just going to throw them in as a bundle. Like they're a cable package or some shit. We're just going to bundle all the kids together and just dump them on this woman. Because she wanted to collect the benefits that she got not only from them kids, but then she turned around and forced them into slavery. YouTube Fantastic Adventure slavery. In order to make her... And you know what's even funnier about that? It ain't like she used the $2 million to get gastric bypass surgery, lap band, no diet plan, no nothing. She didn't even do anything to... Jesus Christ, man. Like, I don't understand. I know that's going to make me look like a jerk, but I really, really hope that they throw the book at her. She deserves everything she gets and some more. I want to know where these 7 kids' parents are. I want to know, like somebody out there needs to make sure and continue. If y'all see something, y'all need to say something. I think that 19-year-old girl was dead ass wrong. If she knew any of this was going on, she should have been and said something. Period. That's what a father would say. Were these kids' fathers? A father would have told her, you can't do this, and I'm not going to let you do this over my dead body. This would have been the words of a father, but there ain't no father. There's just a woman, and in turn, what you have is she has absolute dominion over everything, and she runs everything with her emotions. That stuff is wrong. Thank you, Cynthia. I caught that too. That stuff is wrong, and it's continuing to hurt children, and we're going to continue to keep speaking our words and advocating for children first until we can lower these incidents or at least make people aware about how to prevent these incidents. That's what my hope is. We're going to wrap up right there. This is your boy DJ Just Jay. We're going to sign out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to listen to this story. We got more coming, unfortunately, but stay tuned for the next show, okay? We're going to cut it right there.